We are back at 8:39, and I am joined now by Chris Pulowski, who is the Community Engagement Officer with Dayton Police Department. We're talking about Dayton Police are accepting applications for the 2013 Citizens Academy, which is a series of classes. Gives Dayton residents the opportunity to learn about what they can do to fight crime. Is that right?
Right.
Can you tell us about what you're doing?
Yeah, and it's not actually just Dayton residents, it's anybody in the Miami Valley.
Okay.
And what we want to do is build partnerships with residents of the Miami Valley to help us be more effective in our job. We want to educate them, make them more aware of some of the things that the Dayton Police Department is doing, some initiatives that they can become involved in, and then also they will learn a wide variety of topics about the Dayton Police Department. So we'll bring in a homicide detective to talk about what goes into a homicide investigation. We'll bring in some of our range people to talk about firearm safety. So it's a wide variety of topics that they can learn about, along with initiatives that they can then participate in after the academy to help us out.
Can you talk about what some of those things are? What are they able to do?
As far as the initiatives?
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got a couple different things. One good one's United Against Violence, which is an initiative between Trotwood, Montgomery County, and Dayton, and that the citizens can become involved in that, which is the goal is to reduce violent crime in target areas. Another one is the Miami Valley Community Primary Policing Conference, where they can take a day of training free of charge, and this year it's going to be May 18th at the Kroc Center, and that one will be more of a training based on crime prevention. So the Citizens Academy is more of awareness of the police department, so they can learn and educate themselves about the police department. The conference on May 18th that they can become involved in is more of a training to help them protect themselves also.
Okay, so this is something that Chief Richard Beal has really pushed since he came to Dayton. It's something that he really believes in, getting the community involved. You talk about, as a police officer, why is that so important? You
know, the more eyes and ears that we have out there for us will help us be more effective. Nobody can protect you better than you can. So we can certainly show up after the fact, and we can certainly try to catch the bad guy, and we do a good job at it. But if we can prevent it altogether, that's a win-win for everybody. And we can't prevent it as effective without the community being involved. And as you said, Chief Bill has been huge in community engagement, and a big step in the reason we're bringing the Citizens Academy back and the Police and Clergy Academy back. Again, the goal is to build partnerships with community members that then we can work together to prevent the crime before it even happens.
Right, and I want to talk about police and clergy, but first at the Citizens Academy, the classes are scheduled for Thursday evening starting February 28th.
That's right.
Right, and then they'll be over in early May from 6 to 8 p.m. at the Dayton Police Academy, which is on Guthrie Road.
Yep.
Correct?
Yep.
So, and you mentioned police and clergy, which is another initiative that you've been pushing. Can you tell us what that is?
That one is a little bit more in depth than the Citizens Academy. This one is for faith-based leaders, not necessarily any type of faith that is welcome to come, so we're not targeting anybody, but we just want faith-based religious leaders who will go through a Citizens type academy, a little bit more in depth, but then at the end of it, they'll be part of the PACT initiative, which is police and clergy together, and they'll do three things. They'll pray for officers on a regular basis. They'll build relationships with police officers, primarily through ride-alongs. So right now they're scheduled to ride twice a month with officers from around the city. And then third, they'll be available for call-out. So if there's a critical incident where we have a job to do, we may not be the best, police officers may not be the best to emotionally console a family. So we would call out a minister or one of the faith-based leaders from that community, call them out, and they have had some of the training. They know what's going on in the investigation, so they know why we have this roped off or that roped off. So then they can sit with the family or the victim's family and help console them a little bit better than what we can, because again, we have a job to do during an investigation.
Right. Sounds like that's something that would be helpful not only for the officer, but as you said, for the families who are going through a tragedy, usually when the police officer. How do you sign up for the classes, the Citizens Academy?
Both of them are at DaytonOhioPolice.com.
Okay.
And then on the left-hand side, there's two links. One's for PACT and one's for Citizens Academy.
Okay. Well, we'll get a link to that on our website. Information, again, is there on your screen, so you can get involved. They're great programs. Again, something the Dayton Police Department's really pushing. So get out there and get involved if you can. Thanks so much for being with us, Chris. We really appreciate your time this morning. Stay with us. We'll be back right after this break.